Good evening. Welcome to Keykey's Doorway. This is my first time ever doing tarot reading or spiritual readings. Um, what made me want to start today? Well, fear. It started when I was a young girl. My mother noticed that I was always into mystic learnings and knowledge, always interested in the unknown. So she would get me pagan books and Celtic books and Egyptian hieroglyphic symbols, definitions, learning deities, Egyptian deities, um, even realizing how it related to my background in Christianity and understanding not just who we are, but how our everyday upbringing influenced our now and from the past. So I wanted to learn more about the past to understand who we are and who I am as a person. And the more we could dive deep into the unknown and about our past through cards, I feel, the more we can understand ourselves a little bit better as a viewer rather than a critic of our own self. So today at 1:15 or 1:16 in the morning, depending on what time it is right now, I'm using three decks of cards. The first one is the Angel Tarot cards by Durian Virtue and Radley Valentine. I love these cards. I love the visuals and definitely the definitions of these cards. The next one is, let me show the box or the book. Hold on. There we go. See, love the pictures already. Okay. The next one is Past Life by Dorian Virtue and Brian L. West, MD. I love these so much because I'm always into past life and wondering where our Akashic records come from. And these cards definitely help unlock the doorway into understanding ourselves a little bit better and what actually from our past is influencing the now. And I definitely like that it is MD in the influence as well in these cards because it shows that you can combine spirituality and medicine. I mean, come on. You have Adam and Eve, and we can't forget the snake that convinced Eve, which we use for the symbol for medicine. Even in Egyptian, they used it to represent life and rebirth, among other things. I'm still researching that. But just seeing how those things coexist together yet separately. Okay. Did I show you those? Let's show you the book on that. Look at that. Look at that. Doorway. It actually inspired me to find a beautiful image of a doorway. And it was interesting that the picture that you would see is a doorway of a place in Turkey. And I've always been interested in going to that place. Or Ireland, Egypt, Hawaii, Dubai. But we'll talk about that later. Okay. The last one is definitely, now this is funny because I always told people, I'm nice, but I like to karmically fuck people up or karmically mess people up with themselves. What I mean by is not wish anybody harm or anything, but to show them that who they naturally are and the actions that we take holds ties to karma. It's like a reaction to something that we're currently facing, or something that we're reacting even to our past life that triggered the present. And I just so happen to be in the present with you, and knowing about past and stuff, or being intrigued about the unknown. I like to karmically twist people up with what I find out about them. But, that would be another discussion. Let me show you. It's also by Karma Cards. It's from Monty Farber. I hope I'm saying his name or her name right. Monty. Made me think of Monte Cristo for a second. But you be the judge, guys. Let me know what word you thought of, or what character or literature you thought of when you heard the word Monty. I just kept thinking of Monte Cristo. That was a real gangster book. If you never read that book, definitely look at the backdrop of that. It also ties it to the deck of cards as well. Like learning his past and learning who his father was and what influence he had, and actually what bloodline he was tied to, and why even his comrades looked at him, even though he was young, as a leader. It took him to be imprisoned by his own friends and loved ones to figure out for 10 plus years, I think, on a prison island, what was his real capabilities without the fear. It's like you have no choice but to face your fear in the cell all day. So now you can either take that time to not think about it, which causes people to snap, which is not bad if you know why you're doing it, or channel that instead and see why you would snap in the first place. Why even be in the circumstances? Why even how even a person could be led to any circumstances, whether good or bad. So, to all the beautiful fire signs that gave birth to our egos, because without you guys, we wouldn't know what an ego is, right? We wouldn't know how to express our egos, our courage, our conviction of self, if we didn't have Aries and the heart of, well, Aries for one, because we might call them the childlike personalities, but it's through that childlike essence that we explored this world and began civilization. You see how civilization in child starts with a C. So we can't really get on Aries for being so adventurous. I mean, come on, they are charming, for God's sakes. Rah! And we cannot forget the heart of the lion, Without that lion's courage, which is a part of us, we wouldn't know our capabilities. We wouldn't even test our fears. We would actually just hide. And there's nothing wrong with hiding, but the lion in us, the Leo in us, gives us the opportunity to tap into what gives us those fears. To find out that fears are mirrors or doorways to a part of our soul that wants to really just be expressed, a part of our hearts that wants to be expressed. If we don't do it, just like the heart, it can give out. And we don't want that spiritually. And we can't forget Sagittarius now. Come on, Sag. Y'all have force, half human. Yeah, y'all got the best of both worlds. Y'all could run free as could be and still be able to spit game to the ladies, and then how, represent the fellas real quick. Like, yeah, we do this. Without y'all adventure or the driven of quest, we wouldn't understand why we have this restlessness in our soul and these questions in our minds and these unyielding answers when we find them, just wanting to know more about the answer anyway. And what an air we have. I mean, to even breathe, we need the air sounds now. We got to represent the Geminis. Now, they some clever, mischievous I had to be married to one for 12 years and then had a beautiful separation to actually go towards another air sign. And it gets better. They had the same birthday. Literally, same birthday. I was like, okay. Thank God they ain't had the same year. I was like, okay, that would have been spooky. But they have the same month and date of birthday. I was like, okay, I gotta definitely learn about astrology and zodiacs, because this is I'm gonna have to figure. I'm getting too much around air signs. But I noticed that being a Taurian or being a Taurus, I definitely needed the air signs. I needed the Geminis first, just because they're great at communication. I mean, they know how to embrace the energy of the ethers and translate it to human beings where it sounds so smooth that you're like, yeah, you know what that is, right? They give us the confidence in the unknown with like tangible proof, whether it be through scrolls, through history, through sociology, through math, anything and everything you could think of. They pretty much will have an explanation for it. If you need an explanation, go to Gemini. If you need that intuition, but have a level head on there, you best to go to a Libra. Now, I know we don't really talk about Libras, which is a darn shame, because, one already fall out as soon as I said Libra. Oh, okay. You'll be happy when you see the first card. Now, remember I said Libra when I said this now, because we all have scales about us. We all think logical and not so logical given the circumstances of the now. We're not thinking of the future. We're not thinking of the past. We're thinking of the now and how those scales can be evenly tilted. So we got to have a lot of information, not just from other people, from ourselves. So at some point, the Libra side of us must have the confidence, that air of confidence, to articulate what we know without any doubt. Another reason why I'm starting to love air signs. At first, I used to run from the hills from the air signs. Like, please, they karmically getting me. Stop. I try to run, but they get me every time. And you know what? I'm happy they got me. You got me, guys. You got me. Libra. You got me, Libra. All right? And let's not forget, you got Libra. What's the other air sign? Gemini, Libra, and I shouldn't have forgotten that. One of my closest friends is Aquarius. We're in the year of Aquarius, and they say in Chinese is what, the year of the dog? Spell dog backwards. That's how I feel this year will be for all signs, honestly, for all people. The Aquarius in us will help us to demonstrate, without a benefit of the doubt from that Libra, of what we know, where we learned it from, and the influence it had on us, and how it has on everybody around us with conviction. And with those convictions, and it's funny because the air sign came out with that one. Okay. You got the air, we have fire, And I did mention Taurian, so we can't skip over the Taurian, They get at me if I do that. Like, hold up, you're going to go from ones, threes, and you ain't talk about the twos yet? Okay, now I can talk about the twos, because y'all are more patient than the others, okay? All right, Taurus people. Yeah, I know we stubborn, but we stubborn for a reason. We know that at a certain time we need to be expressed. We need to be loved, not just in a way where it seems like it's forced, but natural. And we help others to see how beautiful they are on the inside and on the out. And let's not forget, we got a bull on Wall Street, so we about them coins, baby. So we like to help people with their money, so we can get a cut of that while helping. We got to put it in leg work for that. You can't just get us to do leg work and you ain't going to pay us. What's up? Something. This saying, which leads me to good old beautiful Virgos. Beautiful Virgos. You know, y'all, oh shoot, I said Virgo and both two got to come out. Now, you know, y'all gotta be equal on everything. Y'all got, oh, not even, no. 3 came out when I said Virgos. Okay. I see Virgos want to be addressed too. Yeah. Y'all are about perfection, and not just perfection in vanity's sake, like, oh, everything got to be done in this order at this time. It's like, no, y'all have the capability to feel through everybody's energy, including your own, like feng shui, how to put things in a certain order where it seems so natural that it brings out the best in everything and everybody around you and around other people. So we gotta give it, gotta give credit to the Virgos when it comes to learning about why we strive for perfection, having that understanding and appreciation for that. So I love you, Virgos, for that. Thank you. Which leads to good old Capricorn. Now, I haven't been physically in front of a Capricorn, but I can tell you this. I've always been interested in the story of Lucifer or Satan or the fallen angels, Enoch, the book of Enoch. Because honestly speaking, if God didn't like Satan, he could have just, got him gone. But he said, no, his father gonna put him down on earth. Now, he don't like us humans. But yet, the most influential things we came close to learning about God and ourselves was through Satan, through the Capricorn. If you can't take an Aries ego, then definitely you'll see what an ego can truly manifest into beautifully, in any way through a Capricorn. They're very driven. They know what they want. As soon as I said that, the fire sign came out. So Capricorns, in my eyes, have always, and I think in a lot of people's eyes, have always been combined with earth sign and fire. So we always get confused on them based on how they act. I guess that depends on how they act, right? So, yeah, they get against it. So, last but not least, we got to take it to the water. We got to take it from where it began. Yes, we had this beautiful planet called Earth, aka Gaia. Yeah. And on this Earth, we had a mass of water that we call the ocean. Hey, Pisces. Hey, the explorer. The soul explorer. The person that is not afraid to say, oh, really? Let's go. It's true. I thought Virgos were like that. Well, I can see why the opposite sign is a Pisces. They definitely can explore. They will take you there and bring it back if you let them. Very intuitive sign. Makes me understand my opposite sign a little bit better, which is Scorpio, the sign of the underworld. So just like the depths of the ocean, where people still don't know what's under there, but we could only guess and imagine from our eyes and from what we've seen so far. In saying that, wow, okay, yeah, I like that. Understanding the Pisces had me to get a grip of intuition, how we see our gut, that stomach, as our first intuition. If we feel in our gut, we know. Sometimes we doubt it, and then when we doubt it, what happens? We regret it. So we try our best to remember to always listen to our gut, which is connected to our brain anyway. Again, it has water. Even if it's acidic, it's still water in there. We have a massive bottle of water. Learning about the underground helped me to appreciate why we do need water, why it is our source of life and our source of destruction if consumed too much. So I appreciate that. Scorpios definitely helped me to not be afraid to ask the unknown questions. We do it every day, even as adults. We did it as children. We thought that would leave us, right? Nah, we do it as adults. We just try to find clever ways to ask the questions that we know no one really wants to answer, but curious to answer anyway, or ask to. Which leads to We got Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. Beautiful crab. We went from Scorpion to crab in the water. That one right there will call you up with information if you're not prepared. But they do it with love. They know that based on why you would even recognize who you are is through your intuition, through your sensitivity to life itself, to yourself, through the not self of yourself, through that empathy of yourself. Being an empath, and I think, and I feel and know that all of us have a level of empath. We just use it at different times in our lives, whether it be to think about somebody we care about and they pop up, or they pop up through calling us, or in the street. We know we have it, but when we feel for others, when it's something that's sad or joyful, we can really feel it the most in those emotions. And those emotions is where I feel Cancer resides in the most, to help us to embrace those sides of ourselves that we take for granted. However, we use so much so when we want to get something done fast. So with further ado, let's get into the reading. I'll see you in a bit.